Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is August predictions. So what will happen to you next month? We have 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 2, the chocolate frog, because I have been seeing so many frogs recently. Like I come home and there's little green baby frogs on my front door. So feel free to pause the video now to select your pile. I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Let's get started. If you selected pile 1, fruit and nut chocolate, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 7 of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the World in reverse. For your tea leaf fortune cards, we got Claw and Dolphin. All right, my pile 1. So what will happen to you in August? This upcoming month is all about the other keyword on this pile marker that you selected, which is flexibility. So for a lot of you, you have been working towards a particular goal. It could be that you've been saving up money to buy a particular thing. Could be that you're trying to go on a trip. You're trying to start a new job, a new career, a new school. You're trying to move somewhere. You're trying to begin a new relationship. Whatever it is, this is definitely something that you have been striving for, but it's also something that you have received some pushback on from other people. And that's represented by the first card in your spread here, the 7 of Wands, which is about feeling like you have the odds stacked against you for something that you are passionate about. So although you are striving and you are really trying to do this, it kind of feels like other people maybe don't believe in you or they're pushing back against you. And although you are not being told to sacrifice your passions, in the month of August, you are going to have to take a step back and kind of look at things from other people's perspectives and try to understand why maybe they are exhibiting more caution or they're kind of warning you against something. And that's represented by the second card here, this Ace of Wands, which is a fresh perspective. So you really have to step into these people's shoes and kind of see it from their way, because although you may feel like this Queen of Cups in the middle of the spread, which is someone who has a really good hold over the emotional aspects of it, this woman on the card is pregnant. You feel like you are giving birth to this thing that you've been striving for. You feel like you're bringing in a new project into the world. Other people might see you as being naive or having put your heart above your head in this situation. And in particular, you could be experiencing pushback from your mother or another prominent female figure in your life, or someone who is a Cancer or has a prominent Cancer placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So for example, let's say that you have started dating someone new and you really like this person. You're very attracted to them. You're very interested in them. But everyone around you keeps kind of saying, I don't think you should rush into this. I don't think you should commit to this person so quickly. And it's making you kind of angry. And it's hard for you to see why people may say that. It might be that you are blinding yourself to the red flags. And it could be that your mom's like, don't rush into it. You need to slow down, get to know this person first before you move into something like moving in together or being committed or, whatever it is that you're being warned against or people are kind of criticizing about the situation. Again, that's just an example. It doesn't have to be that you're dating someone. It could even be something like you are thinking about majoring in something particular in school and it's something that you're very passionate about, but everyone's like, that's not really practical. And although it's something that you really want to do, it's not necessarily beneficial to you in the long run. And so you kind of have to take a step back and see it from other people's perspectives. That doesn't mean you have to change your mind or sacrifice your goals and dreams, but it does mean that you can end up taking a more balanced, flexible approach. And I think that's something that you are really coming to terms with in the month of August. Because you are embodying this Page of Pentacles energy, so you could be an earth sign that's Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or you could have a prominent earth sign placement in your natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But generally, you are someone who has maybe limited resources. You have some of the basic things that you need to begin. So again, if you're trying to start a relationship, you have the mutual feelings here, but you might not really have a lot of experience in dating, or you might be like a very trusting person. You don't have that jadedness that kind of makes you more cautious about diving into something. Or if it's a job, maybe you don't have a lot of experience in that particular field, but you are very smart about it. Like you have a lot of the skills that are necessary for that career space. So you definitely have a lot of potential to grow in this area, but other people are also seeing the ways in which you are just not quite ready to take on what you have been working towards. And in the end, I think if you practice caution, if you look at it from these other people's points of view and you try to find a good compromise. So for example, maybe that's, I will still date this person, but I won't rush into it. I won't just, like try to move in together immediately. I will try to keep my options open. I will see, how I really feel about this person before I dive all in. Or I will maybe double major in the thing that I want and then something more practical. Or I'll do a minor in the thing that I really like and then major in something that kind of coincides with it that can also be used for a more like practical career in the future. And finding that flexibility and finding that footing and being able to utilize your potential as well as you can and continue to grow it instead of banking on maybe resources or skills that you haven't fully developed yet is ultimately going to be really beneficial for you, because then you are avoiding this world in reverse. So the world upright is a card about completion and celebration and getting things done and achieving milestones. But in reverse here, it foretells the opposite, which would be, failure, not being able to complete your task. So if you continue as you were, where you continue maybe pursuing the same thing out of stubbornness from other people criticizing you or telling you what to do, or following your heart over your head, you will end up with a disappointing situation. Whereas if you exercise more flexibility and caution, things will come together in a much more calm, rational, and successful way. So the back of your pile marker says, "This is a perfect marriage of sultanas and nuts. The chocolate represented by this card foresees a situation that will ask you to demonstrate extreme flexibility. On one hand, things will pan out sweetly, while on the other, the path ahead may appear difficult and prove harder to swallow. Keep an open mind and be patient when it comes to a situation that will cause angst. Look at things from another's perspective and things will appear balanced even if you don't get your own way. I am always open and receptive to new ideas and the opinions of others." So again, it might be difficult for you to have to compromise in this way because you are very much a go-getter and you know what you want. But also, I think in the end, the outcome will be a lot sweeter. Even if the road requires compromise, it requires you looking outside of your own perspective, which can be difficult. So your first tea leaf fortune card is Claw, which says, "Be careful, do not take risk." So again, this is really encouragement for you to take heed, to take into account what other people are saying about your particular situation. It might feel like everyone's just against you, but probably if you're hearing it from multiple people, there's an ounce of truth in it somewhere. The second tea leaf fortune card you have is Dolphin, which says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. So I think this is, if you see things from a new perspective, if you go into this Ace of Wands energy and say, okay, I'm not going to be defensive, I'm going to hear people out, I'm going to listen to what they have to say, and I'm going to find this balance between this Queen of Cups energy, which is someone who is led by her emotions, versus this Page of Pentacles, which is someone who is frugal and trying to be practical and working on building themselves up so they have enough resources to complete the thing they need. This is what's going to help me avoid this world in reverse. This is what's going to help me ultimately overcome the loss or not being able to meet my goals or have this kind of happily ever after situation with this particular thing. So you will end up being successful if you find that flexibility and that balance. All right, my pile ones, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, Chocolate Frog, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Six of Wands, the Sun, the Emperor, the Ace of Cups, and the High Priestess. For your tea leaf fortune cards, we got Flowers and Happiness. All right, my pile 2s. This is my really nice, fun pile. So in August, I see you really receiving a lot of praise and feeling victorious in various areas of your life. And that's why we have the Six of Wands at the beginning of your spread, which is about receiving praise. It's about victory. So it's about people acknowledging your accomplishments or people really seeing your worth. People seeing how well you do at certain things, people celebrating you. For a lot of you, it could even be your birthday. We have the Sun here, which is a card that represents Leo. So you could be a Leo, have your birthday in August. We also have your tea leaf fortune card. The second one here, Happiness, is an astral house card, and this is representative of the 5th house, which is the Leo house. So we have 2 Leo indicators here. So for a lot of you, you could be celebrating your birthday. So a lot of people are coming together to celebrate you, to celebrate having you in their life. And they're very proud of you and everything that you've accomplished within the last year. And as I said, we do have the Sun next in your spread. The Sun is the happiest card to get in any tarot reading. It's the best card. It just sweetens everything up around it. And it really is about happiness, which is what both of your tea leaf fortune cards say, happiness and happiness. So August is a really great month for you. You're really feeling great emotionally. You feel like you're having a lot of fun with your friends. You're feeling like you are experiencing more fun things. You're allowing yourself to relax and play and have fun. And you're really allowing yourself to enjoy small experiences. So it doesn't even have to be that you have something big and extravagant going on. You're just like, I really enjoyed the walk I went on today. I had really great peaches, like whatever it is, you are just really appreciating the world around you, and it's making you feel really grateful and happy and sunny. And part of the reason you might feel that way is because we have this Emperor figure in the middle of your spread here, followed by the Ace of Cups. So for a lot of you, this is foretelling something romantic to me. So this could be someone new coming in for you, especially if you're single. If you're in a relationship, this could be the person that you are already dating. But the Emperor here is a very masculine energy. This is like all 4 kings of the tarot combined. So this is someone who is emotionally available, emotionally intelligent, patient, creative, fun, exciting, adventurous, attractive, caring, generous, protective, intelligent. They have all of these qualities that make them really an ideal partner. And they also tend to be very loyal. This person could be an Aries or have a prominent Aries placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, followed by this Ace of Cups, which is them offering you praise, offering you affection, offering you something that is really emotionally fulfilling. And so, like I said, for a lot of you, I do think that this is a love interest coming in for you in the month of August. For others of you, for a small few of you, this could be someone that you work with, in particular, someone who has some kind of position of authority over you. So like a boss, for example, that is giving you a lot of praise. Like they really come to you and they're like, I'm so grateful for everything that you've done recently. And they make it really known how much you are appreciated for the work that you put in. Either way, though, you're really experiencing a lot of praise, a lot of appreciation from other people in the month of August. And with the High Priestess at the end of the spread here, a lot of you could be very intuitive people. Maybe you are also tarot readers or you're just very spiritual, but I think a lot of the times your intuition and empathy is what allows you to be so successful in these different areas of your life. So in August, this is something that a lot of people are bringing to your attention. So it could be that people are very proud of the way that you have such great foresight. You're really able to plan ahead because you have gut feelings about how things are going to work out, and you're able to sniff out the best path moving forward. Or because you are such a great listener, you are a very good shoulder to cry on. You're someone that people find very reliable and that they feel like they can trust you really innately. And so that might be something that's pointed out by the people that are praising you this upcoming month. And it could be pointed out, or one of the reasons why this emperor figure really likes you or loves you or is attracted to you. Or it could be why they are praising you if it's like a boss. And I also feel like with the High Priestess here, because you were intuitive, you probably already kind of have a sense of what this might be or who this might be. So if you're feeling like, I feel like there's someone coming in for me next month romantically, it's probably that. If you feel like, oh, it's probably because of this thing that I did at work, it's probably my boss, it's probably that. If you feel like, oh, it's probably my partner, they help plan my birthday, maybe they're going to plan a really nice date. I think that is what it is. And with your pile marker, the keyword on this is play. And that's really represented by the sun here, which is a card about playfulness and happiness. So I do see you, again, having a lot of fun in the month of August. On the back of this card, it says, allow your playful side to come forward and shine. An uplifting and encouraging card to pull. The message here is to keep a lookout for someone special coming your way. A kiss could unexpectedly reveal a prince or princess, or whatever the non-binary term of that is, charming. Find quality time to play and have some fun. You may be taking life and yourself too seriously at this time, so relax and loosen up a little. I allow my inner child to shine, and I do not take myself too seriously. So again, maybe all of this praise is because you've been working so hard and you've been stressing yourself out about something. And now finally, it's like the universe is rewarding you in the month of August. So now you get time to relax and play and have fun, and maybe even have a new love interest, someone come in for you who ends up being someone that could be in your life for a long portion of time. Your first tea leaf fortune card is flowers, and on this card it says happiness. So again, self-explanatory. We have the sun, we have this card, and then your second tea leaf fortune card also says happiness. And I just overhand shuffle and take the jumpers when I do these readings, so I really love that these were the two that came out. So clearly August is going to be a great month for you guys. You should be looking forward to it. Sounds great. Sounds like you worked hard to get to the place where you can have all of these wonderful things happen to you. So congratulations, my pile twos. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, bitter chocolate, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 4 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, the Devil in reverse, the 2 of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. For your tea leaf fortune cards, we got Broken Bridge and Dragon. All right, my pile threes. So, in the month of August, you are feeling a little dissatisfied with certain areas of your life, and that's being represented by this Four of Cups. If you look at this card, the person sitting down at the table, they look kind of frustrated. They're just kind of staring off into the distance. It's like they're thinking about their life. They're just unsatisfied. They don't see the joy or anything in what they currently have or what they've already accomplished. They're just feeling like they're lacking. And I feel like that is kind of the emotions that you are going through in the month of August, where you feel like, I just feel stagnant. I feel like I need more. I need an improved career. I need a better love life. I need better self-esteem. I need more time for myself. I need better relationships with my family, whatever it is. And with the Nine of Wands next year, it's interesting. You feel very wounded in these areas or in a particular area. You almost feel like you have been under attack. You feel like you've been the victim in a certain situation. And because of that, I think it's kind of compounding these feelings of being stuck. You feel like you have lost control over a certain area of your life because it has been dictated by like another person, or another person hurt you, or you feel like there's some external situation that has limited you in some way. And so in the month of August, it's very important for you to kind of learn how to let this go. And that's represented by the Devil in reverse here. So the Devil upright is a card that's all about temptation and feeling like you are under the thumb of another person, of an idea, of a situation, and you are unable to free yourself. In reverse, though, this indicates that you are able to free yourself. You just haven't realized that you can unlock the chains and step away. You don't have to be obsessive over this particular situation or this person. And in actuality, they are not holding you back in any way that you could not overcome on yourself. So, for example, if you have gone through a breakup recently and you're like, I could never have a successful relationship, this person like destroyed me or whatever. I mean, yeah, they might have done you dirty. They might have made you feel like you are not really worth anything. But at the end of the day, one person treating you poorly is not going to change the fact that there are people out there who will love you and be kind to you. And so if you continue to tell yourself it's always going to be like this, then you are kind of resigning yourself to where you are. You are the person holding yourself back. You're not allowing yourself to be open to the possibility of someone treating you well. Another scenario might be that, let's say you got fired from a job and you're like, I didn't deserve that. I don't understand why they would fire me. And in actuality, maybe there is a reason why they fired you. You might have not felt like it was a big deal, but to them, it might have been, something. And you can either say they're unfair, they shouldn't have done that to me, and you can dwell on it and just be angry about it and obsessive about it and talk poorly about it forever. Or you can take that accountability and say, okay, maybe I could have done something better, and move on. Again, that's just an example. It doesn't have to be that is the particular case for you, but I do feel like there is a situation here where you feel like you have been attacked or maybe unfairly victimized, and because of that, you are kind of refusing to take your own accountability into the situation. This reminds me of a lot of, I knew someone who had a job where the job essentially paid for them to live in a particular place. And this person did not pay their rent for several months. And because of that, they got fired and they got kind of kicked out of the place where they were living. And this person, instead of saying, oh, I should have, just paid my rent, this person was like, well, they didn't remind me to pay my rent. mind you, this was a grown adult. This was like a 40-something-year-old person. But so, in their mind, they're like, I'm the victim because they should have reminded me, or they should have been more lenient with me, when that's just not really, you could have done that yourself. You should have been responsible enough. You should take accountability for the fact that you knowingly were not doing the correct thing. And again, that's kind of a very extreme example. I'm not saying that that's what the people in this pile do, but I do feel like there's some situation where, because you felt like you were victimized, because you felt like you were unfairly attacked, you have been kind of dwelling on it, and it's making you not appreciate all of the things that you can do for yourself, or all of the ways that you can continue to grow and thrive beyond what this person or what the situation, what the job, whatever it was, did to you. And so that's why in August, you're being really encouraged to find the balance between this Devil in reverse energy and this King of Wands energy. Two of Pentacles, this is a card about balance. So you are being encouraged to figure out, what are the things that are outside of my control? Like truly outside of my control, because at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do to change the past. There's nothing I can do to change how other people are going to treat me or outside situations. If I don't have any control over this situation, I am going to try to find a way to accept it and move on. And for the things that I can control, and being able to recognize the areas of my life that I can control and the emotions that I can control, how I react to other people, how I allow the people that are close to me to treat me. So, for example, cutting off people who do not treat you well. I have to have a certain level of confidence about my ability to establish those boundaries, about my ability to go after the things that I want. And that's represented by this King of Wands, which is really a huge leader card. If you look at this card in particular, this king is pointing to a map. They're planning their future. They're going after the thing that they want. And so again, in August, you are learning to let go of the things that you can't control, and learning to take action and take charge for the things that you can. Because otherwise, you're going to continue to be stuck in this cycle where you feel downtrodden, where you feel like you don't have control, and that's just not the case. Don't resign yourself to a life of feeling victimized. Know that you are capable of so much more than whatever a specific person said to you or did to you or told you that you are worth. And I want to clarify that I'm not saying that the thing that didn't happen to you wasn't real or it wasn't truly emotionally damaging. I'm just saying that dwelling on it is no longer servicing you in a positive way. You are actively holding yourself back by obsessing over it or taking this situation into account, or by refusing to figure out the ways that you can improve and continue to grow. The only way to get out of it is to continue to go through it. And that involves a lot of self-reflection, and it involves a lot of figuring out what it is that you want to do next. What did you learn from this experience, and what can you take with you moving forward? Your pile marker, this bitter chocolate card, has another keyword on it that says worry. And so I think this really goes with that 9 of Wands, is that you're worried about experiencing the same things. You're worried about how other people are perceiving you. You're worried about a particular situation. And because of that, I don't think you're making any progress. You feel like you're being held back. And so August is really a month of reevaluating and figuring out how to move beyond that. So the back of this card says, this card can symbolize anxiety and fear. You may be feeling that your life could be somehow bigger or better than it is, but in truth, it is important to remember that it's the ordinary things that tend to bring the most comfort. Take a deeper look at what is worrying you and stop blaming others or situations for how you feel. Focus on your breathing to achieve a sense of calm. Surrender, forgive, accept, and relax. I take pleasure in the simple things in life. So again, you might be feeling very dissatisfied with your life, but it's time to stop blaming other people and figure out what you can do to improve your own life. Because the world may not be fair, and obviously you won't have a great day every day. Sometimes people do things that are mean or rude or hurtful, but it's up to you to be able to find the joy in life anyway. I saw this illustration the other day, and it was of a croissant, and it said something like, grief is like the butter in this croissant. And at first it might be like the only thing that you taste, and then eventually you get kind of used to it, and it's still there and it still hurts, but it blends into the rest of the croissant, the fabric of your everyday life. And sometimes then there's even sweetness in your life, so maybe you get like chocolate chips in the croissant, and so then you might have an even mix. But you have to learn how to focus on the parts that you really like. You might still have that sadness or these feelings of hurt, but at the end of the day, focusing on them isn't benefiting you. You have to learn how to pursue your passions and find things to be passionate about, find things to have joy in, find things to take pleasure in. Otherwise, you are going to be stuck in the cycle of feeling worry and disappointment. And so, again, this is really a pile that is about autonomy and action and independence and learning how to go after the things that will bring you the most pleasure. So, your first tea leaf fortune card is Broken Bridge, which says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. So a broken bridge can indicate a severed relationship. So maybe you had a falling out with a particular person, and that's the thing that you are very upset about. Could have been a breakup, friendship breakup, whatever it is. And that is maybe the thing that you've really just been in your head about, because you feel like you've failed at something and you don't know how to move on. But your second tea leaf fortune card, Dragon, here says beware of self-delusion. And really this is a card about not deceiving yourself into thinking that your perspective on things is really the be-all end-all, which I think can be comforting if your perspective is that nothing good ever happens to me, I can't get out of this situation. You might just be very limited by your own emotions and your worldview right now. So really, August is maybe identifying the ways in which you are holding yourself back, or you are blaming your lack of progress on other people or external situations, and letting go of those filters, that perspective that is really you holding yourself back, not blaming all of your problems on some external situation, and finding your autonomy, finding how you can be the leader in your own life and let go of the things that are out of your control. And that is really your overall theme for the month of August. So that is it for my pile threes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, Toffee Scented Chocolate, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Queen of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, Strength, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and the 10 of Wands. For your tea leaf fortune cards, we got Finger and Casket. All right, my pile 4, so what is happening for you in August? We start off your spread with this Queen of Pentacles, which is a card that I believe represents you. So you could be a Capricorn or another earth sign, so Taurus or Virgo, or have a prominent earth sign placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But generally, you are seen as this Queen of Pentacles figure, which is someone who is extremely reliable, very generous, very giving, very dependable. And because of that, I think people come to you and rely on you a lot for affection, for your time, for your energy. And I think because you were very generous, you tend to be very accommodating for these people. And with the Six of Cups next here, this is really about emotional generosity. So you really share your time, your memories, your emotions with people. And you tend to have lifelong friendships, or you tend to have friendships that last for a long time because you are so giving and because you make it very easy to approach you and to rely on you and feel like you're there for someone when they're going through a rough time. That being said, because you are so emotionally generous, I do think that there is someone around you who is taking advantage of that, especially in the month of August. And this might be, you might know exactly who I'm talking about, or maybe you feel like your relationship has become really one-sided, where it's almost like they always want something from you, but they never really ask how you're doing. They don't care how you feel. They don't really take your feelings or your time or your energy into consideration. And because of that, you might be feeling very drained by this person. But because you are also a little bit of a people pleaser, it's really difficult for you to kind of state that and maintain boundaries with this person, or say, I don't want to do this for you anymore. You might be afraid of losing this friendship or relationship. And because of that, you feel like it's almost not worth it for you to speak up, and it's almost better for you to just continue living in the discomfort of being kind of uncomfortable of what your relationship with this person has become. And because of that, in August, I think you have kind of reached your limit, and it's really time for you to take a stand for yourself and embody this Strength card, which is a card about curbing certain impulses that you have in order to be more successful, in order to move forward. And in particular, you are curbing this people-pleasing tendency. You are curbing this thing where you feel the need to kind of comfort this person, or say, oh, no, it's not your fault, or no, that doesn't hurt my feelings, or, no, it's okay, when in actuality, it's very upsetting to you. You feel like you are being taken advantage of. You feel like you don't have time for yourself. You're very stressed out. You maybe see this person like calling you on the phone or texting you to hang out, and you feel a sense of dread because you feel so drained by what's going on here, or you feel like you're never really appreciated or getting anything in return from this particular situation. So in August, you are representing Strength. You are learning how to tame this wild beast inside of you who really wants to avoid conflict and kind of roll over on your back and expose your tummy and say, oh, I'm harmless. I've never had problems with anything. I don't have any boundaries. Please take advantage of me. You're learning how to stand up for yourself, because I think if you do not do that, you run the risk of ending up in this 8 of Pentacles in reverse energy and this 10 of Wands energy. So 8 of Pentacles upright is a card about really putting in a lot of hard work, but the person on the 8 of Pentacles also enjoys the thing that they do. When it's in reverse like this, it's feeling like you are working hard for nothing, basically, and it's not emotionally fulfilling for you anymore. So you feel like, I'm always doing so much for this person. I'm always their shoulder to cry on, or I'm always helping them with this particular thing. And it's not fun for me anymore. I don't feel like I get anything out of it. I feel like resentful about it. And with the 10 of Wands here, if you look at this card, this person has kind of an anguished expression on their face as they're carrying these 10 brooms uphill. They look exhausted, they look tired, they look like they're probably like sweating. And one of the real lessons from the 10 of Wands, I think, is that a lot of the times this person could have had help, or they could have lightened their load, or, made multiple trips, or just made it less stressful for themselves, but they are the person who took on all of this responsibility. And so I think that's where you are, where you, up until this point, have accepted or taken responsibility for everything that someone has asked you to do. You've been sacrificing your own boundaries and your own needs and your own need for rest or emotional reciprocation in order to feel like you are dependable, because you don't want to say no because you're afraid of conflict or you're afraid of people not liking you, whatever the situation is. And so you really are going to bring this burden on yourself, and you're going to continue to feel burdened and resentful unless you take a stand now and say, I am strong enough to establish these boundaries. I am strong enough to maybe have to have conflict if that's what it comes down to. But at the end of the day, if someone is upset or angry at you for having boundaries, then they are not someone who respected you in the first place. And so I think ultimately kind of laying down the law with this person is going to be the thing that feels most emotionally fulfilling for you and is going to be a really positive change in your life in the month of August. So for example, for some of you, this is a friend who every time they call you, they just want to talk about all of the drama that they have going on, everything bad that's happening to them, the relationship drama, and they never really ask how you're doing. It's just so draining to sit there and talk about the same thing over and over again. You just want to go back to when you could have fun and when you didn't have to talk about like their terrible romantic partner 7 days a week. It's like, are you going to break up with them or are you just going to move on? And I think you have to say, listen, I just can't entertain it anymore, because no matter what I say, it's not changing the fact that you're still like dealing with this person, or you're still allowing these same patterns to happen. If you're not going to learn from it, I'm not going to continue to listen to it. And that might upset the person, it might not. But at the end of the day, if it saves you from feeling like you are being used, or if it saves you from feeling resentful towards this person, it is in your best interest. Again, that's just an example. It could be even at work. Maybe because you were so good at your job, you were kind of being asked to do more and more tasks, and you have said yes to everything at this point because you want people to see you as very capable and reliable. But in actuality, you feel very stressed out about the situation. It's making you kind of dread going to work. It's making you dread what people are going to ask you to do next. And so it's up to you to learn how to say no. And no is a complete sentence. Just say, no, I don't have the bandwidth for that, whatever it is. Again, that's just another example. But I think in August, you are really going to have to exercise establishing those boundaries and what your limits are, and learning how to not feel like you have to be the bearer of every responsibility or every burden in your life. You do not have to continue to do everything for everyone else without having any reciprocation. You need to learn what your expectations are in your own life, and also reflect on why you continue to maybe overextend yourself in the service of other people or in other situations. So your pile marker, this toffee cinder chocolate, has a keyword on it, change. And really, I think this is a change from you allowing yourself to be taken advantage of to really learning how to establish those boundaries. And on the back of this card, it says, this is the perfect time for travel of any kind, be it an inner journey to a deeper level of understanding of yourself or a physical trip. Even a day off work, a short break from normality, or a simple change of scenery can do the world of good. Things are improving, opportunity is awakening. Think about where you want to be. Ponder where you are right now. Pay attention to your dreams. They will show you the things you have missed during your waking hours. I am open to change, travel, and new adventures. I trust in my dreams and the guidance I receive. So again, this really to me feels more like the inner journey that I was talking on, about a deeper level of understanding. But it could even be that you literally just have to take a day off work, you take a vacation, you take a break from working all the time, or you take a break from this person that you feel has been draining you energetically, draining your resources. You figure out how to put that energy back into yourself and really listen to your intuition, to your gut, and be able to process your own emotions. Don't keep pushing them aside for the sake of other people. So your first tea leaf fortune card here is Finger, which says warning you of a problem either now or in the future. So I think this is a problem. You might already kind of feel like you're being taken advantage of, or you might feel like you're being overextended, or you're being, pushed thin or whatever. So this is warning you that if it continues to go like this, you will eventually snap, or you will be deeply unhappy. So it's time to start exercising your boundaries now, and also figuring out why you feel like you're not allowed to have boundaries. Your second tea leaf fortune card is Casket, which says someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. So I'm hoping for most of you that this is the end of the situation of you overextending yourself or feeling taken advantage of, or allowing yourself to become resentful in relationships because you are afraid of the conflict that might occur if you allow yourself to be honest about your feelings of being taken advantage of, if you establish boundaries or say no. And truthfully, this might end a friendship or a relationship or a partnership of some kind. But at the end of the day, if someone cannot respect that you have needs of your own and you can't do everything for them all of the time without sacrificing your own mental health, your own well-being, then this person doesn't really care about your mental health or well-being. And so you're probably better off without them in your life. But again, you might not lose anyone. This might just be really symbolic of the change that will occur once you kind of step into this confident energy of strength and of being able to really maintain your boundaries and draw a line and say, this is what I will and will no longer accept in our relationship. So that is it for my pile fours. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.